Hello Taurus, my name is Megan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and comment on this video if it just so happens to resonate with you. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the person that is on your mind. My readings are for sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's get into it. The person on Taurus' mind. What's going on? What's the current energies? What's happening? Whoa, that's way too many. Although we did get one. 7 of Wands reversed. Some of you are really trying to work on having better boundaries because you encountered a connection where somebody was emotionally unavailable. They were very cold when it came to emotions. They could have been good with money, with other instances in their life, but when it comes to love, emotions, things like that, this person was very cold, potentially very manipulative. It's something that you're wanting to give up on, but more so than that, you're really just starting to question your own boundaries and standards within relationships so that you don't make the same mistake going forward. Because having a lack of boundaries in this relationship or in any relationship, it caused boundaries, or it will cause boundaries in any connection. But you're really feeling the weight of these burdens that just simply not being vocal about your boundaries has had. You're feeling the weight of it. You're also feeling the weight of whoever you were dealing with here stabbing you in the back at some point. But you're willing, Taurus, this is an amazing quality right now that you're projecting, right? You're actually in the vibration of taking a look on the inside at what you could have done better in this connection, even though this person did something, said something, there's something here where they stabbed you, they betrayed you. They stabbed you in the back some way, somehow, shape, or form. They were shady, they were manipulative. But regardless, you're still doing the hard work, doing the hard shadow work. You're looking inside and you're asking yourself, where could I have had better boundaries so that this betrayal wasn't even possible to happen? I feel like I'm talking to a Taurus out there, or a few of you, that you understand that it takes two, even though this person did something horrible to betray you. I'm not getting good energy from that 7 of Swords whatsoever. However, what I am getting is it's like you understand these burdens weren't just put on you by this person. You understand inherently that you had a part in this as well. And that was because you weren't vocal about your boundaries, your standards, all of that sort of thing. For some of you, I'm getting that there was physical intimacy before a relationship was established. And that's a boundary that's usually very important to you. It could have been one that you broke within this connection. And in turn, this person, there was nothing solid set in stone. This is just for a couple of you out there. There was nothing solid set in stone. So what happened is this person went out for other options, not really knowing where your standards and boundaries were. And it hurt you. It felt like a betrayal. And this person, how they kind of responded was, well, it wasn't a betrayal. We weren't together, or we didn't talk about marriage, or whatever it is for you. And although they may be right about that, it's still not okay. At least I believe in the talking stages, beginning stages, I don't believe it's okay to talk to a million different people. I mean, to each their own. However, how I personally work, when I am into someone, I'm into somebody. I feel like that's how a lot of you are, Taurus. I don't feel like this person was operating from that same mechanism, though. They have a whole different operating system. I feel like you're dealing with somebody who dates, explores their options until they find someone that they truly want to settle down with. And everyone's different. That's the whole point of astrology and numerology, is that everybody has a different makeup. It's just a matter, Taurus, if, are you willing to date somebody like that? Are you willing to be patient until this person decides that they want to be with you, but they're out seeing other people? That would never be okay for me. But again, you're different with your own set of principles, ethics, standards. I am getting that you're questioning not holding up your boundaries in this connection. It's very burdensome to you because it's something you usually do. And it's something you didn't do, and it allowed this person to stab you in the back. It allowed them the opportunity to treat you like crap after physical intimacy. Or for others of you, you opened up emotionally to this person, which isn't something you normally do. And then you found out they were You know, they have these kind of connections all the time, or there's something there. But what I love about this Taurus is you're looking within, right? You're looking within. You know that you caused a little bit of these burdens, not outrightly so, but you know that you should have spoken up about your standards and boundaries. Yeah, that's strongly what I'm getting, and that's an amazing thing that you're willing to take accountability for what you could have done better in the connection. Yeah, this whole situation made you really sad, made you feel like left out in the cold. You're in the energy of you don't ever want to experience this again, this feeling. So what I'm getting is that's the point of the accountability right now. That's why you're taking such accountability, because these burdens weren't just solely placed on you by this other person. You placed some of them on yourself for not holding up those boundaries and standards and speaking up about it. But that's okay. That's okay. That the beauty of this right now, Taurus, is that you're going within and you're asking yourself the questions that hardly anybody ever asks themselves after a separation. We're also quick to blame, point the finger, lose them. They did this, that's why I did this, they did this. You're not in that energy right now, and I love that for you. You're in the energy of, yes, that happened, that sucks, you know, like them, screw them, whatever, but you're also looking within. You're doing what 99%, 95% of people don't do after betrayal or finding something out. You're truly going within. How did I allow someone to be so cold and distant towards me? You know, how did we get here? What could I have done better? And what this is, Taurus, this is beautiful, because this is a great learning opportunity for you to carry these lessons over into your next connection. It's a wonderful opportunity. So for those of you Tauruses out there who are being hard on yourself about these burdens that you're carrying, don't be. This is one of the best lessons that you can possibly go through is a situation like this, because now you know you don't want to feel this way anymore. You know, you don't want to feel anxious, stress, burdensome. You don't want to feel this way anymore, and you definitely don't want to feel like the person that you were either just physically intimate with or just opened up emotionally to or were vulnerable with in any sort of way. You don't ever want to feel again like you were open and then they distanced and potentially went towards something else. You know, that was a burden. It's burdensome to you, this whole situation, and I'm just strongly getting it's something you never want to feel again. And again, it's a beautiful, beautiful learning opportunity right now for you, because you are looking within and taking accountability. And that tells me as a reader that you're doing the healing work. Instead of pointing the finger, blaming, you're taking this, you're going to learn from it and bring it over into your next relationship. And then that person gets to benefit from a lesson, you know? Wow, I don't always get messages that come through like that. Well, let's see. How does this person, this Seven of Swords person, how do they feel at the deepest level about Taurus currently right now? How are they feeling at the deepest level about Taurus currently? Wow. All right, I love it when I get confirmation like this. Seven of Wands reversed again. How they feel is they know that you had these standards and boundaries. I feel like you guys may have had conversations about what your standards and boundaries are or were. The difference is this person didn't care. The emotions weren't there to care enough. This is a selfish person. They just wanted their own needs met, whether that was, you know, physically or emotionally or financially. It doesn't really matter. But this person knew that you had strong boundaries and standards, and I'm getting a manipulative energy. Star card reversed, the Hanged Man. This is somebody who's very stuck. They're stuck in sort of the energy of not being vulnerable. This person doesn't do well in relationships, I'm getting, for many of you, and it's because they're not open. So you felt betrayed. You felt like you really opened up to this person in whatever way, shape, or form that was, and you regretted, you know, not having your boundaries and standards up. But like I said, how this person feels about you, they knew that you were kind of letting those boundaries, I can't talk, and standards down for them. again, great learning opportunity for you. But the fact that they knew that those things were important to you and they still pushed for whatever it was that they were pushing for to get their own needs met, Taurus, that is not somebody that you need in your life. Because the energy, this is how the energy should have went for a healthy connection. You have a conversation about your standards, your boundaries. This person knows that. And what would happen in a perfect world, if you were dealing with somebody who's healed, they would respect that. They wouldn't even push to go farther physically, or they wouldn't even push for finances, or they wouldn't even push, for you to open up emotionally if they knew that you have standards, you have boundaries, whatever that is regarding. It's different for all of you. It's different for many of you. Different situation, but same message. This person knew what was important to you and they didn't care. They just wanted their own needs met. This person was not romantic towards you. I don't feel like they had a lot of emotions regarding this connection, but I feel like you're dealing with somebody who has a hard time with emotions just in general. Very much so. This is someone who actually likes to take advantage of people who have very strong emotions. And that hurts people. It makes people feel burdened. This is somebody who doesn't give romantically or emotionally, is not open in that way, but it's somebody who will push to get their own way, even if it means pushing you to backtrack on what's important to you, your standards and your boundaries. But like I said, you're learning from this. And that's the most important thing. You're learning. Well, they didn't show any emotions. Maybe next time I won't be quite so vulnerable until I know that I'm dealing with somebody who's safe to open up to in that way. What is the advice for Taurus regarding this situation? Six of Pentacles reversed. The advice is try not to give any more to this situation. Understand that you're dealing with a manipulator. I do feel like this causes you quite a bit of stress and anxiety, especially with the Seven of Wands reversed there. Yeah, this whole situation, if you could go back and redo it, I do feel like you would do things differently. However, I am getting the message that it probably wouldn't end any differently. This is somebody who is in a stuck energy. They're always viewing things sort of from their lens. They have a really hard time viewing things from someone else's lens. So it's nothing for this person to aid in helping you break your boundaries and standards. And that's not a healthy person. That's not somebody that you need in your energy field, because what will happen is they'll end up bringing you down to their level. So the advice here is pretty clear. It's okay not to give to this anymore. Energetically, physically, emotionally. Understand this is what it is. Judgment card there. Also, this is a message for at least one of you out there. It's not up to you to ever dish out karma. It's up to the universe. But karma will come back around. It always does. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As always, I'll see you guys next time.